Sadly, Martha Stewart sends regards and is unable to join us tonight. So, she wanted me to step in to share her most creamiest, sweetest blueberry cheesecake recipe with you all. A blueberry cheesecake contains the most simplest ingredients that can be found in anybody's refrigerator. But it's how you use those ingredients to bake the best blueberry cheesecake. Also, did you know that blueberry cheesecake originated in history to feed the athletes of the Olympic Games in Greece? A blueberry cheesecake is a must when it comes to family gatherings and holidays. It also can be pretty awesome to be able to learn how to make a blueberry cheesecake to impress family members or friends. I watched and read many food recipes to learn what makes a perfect blueberry cheesecake. I've also had many experiences when baking a blueberry cheesecake and received many positive feedback. And this is what makes me credible to be sharing this information with you. In the next few minutes, I will be demonstrating how to bake a blueberry cheesecake. First, I will talk about gathering all the materials and tools you need and bakeware. Then I will discuss about the wet and dry ingredients and measurements. And finally, I will look at the oven time and the blueberry sauce. Now let's roll to the kitchen. Now we are going to be gathering all our tools and bakeware for this recipe. First, we're going to start off with a measuring cup, a whisk. Many prefer the electric whisk, which I do because it's much quicker, so whichever is easier for you. A spatula, a grater, measuring spoons, and of course a bowl. Also, make sure that all your tools and dishware are clean, well, and dried well. Also, make sure to double check that you have the correct measuring spoons for your ingredients because it's easy to unbalance your recipe with making it too sweet or not sweet enough. So now let's whisk into our ingredients. So first, we're going to be discussing about the wet ingredients used in this recipe. First, we're going to be discussing about the cream cheese. You're going to need 2 8-ounces of cream cheese, 1 cup of sour cream, any sour cream's fine, 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, 3 large eggs, 1 bag of frozen blueberries, 3 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And now we're going to discuss our dry ingredients. So first, we're going to need 1 cup of sugar, a pinch or a teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, and a store-bought crust, or you can make it homemade. So make sure you keep your cream cheese room temperature before you start your recipe, because if you don't while whisking it, it can become very clumpy if you just took it out of the fridge. So now that we discussed the ingredients, let's finally talk about the oven time and the best part, blueberry sauce. So while you're done mixing your mixture, your batter, you're going to put it inside your crust and set your oven for 350. Once that's ready, before you place your cheesecake in the oven, make sure you put a small container, a dishware of water, and put it inside your oven to keep the humidity inside the oven stable. After you put that, put your cheesecake in, close the oven, and while that's cooking, that's going to cook about to 40 minutes to an hour. So once that's in, make sure we're going to start cooking our blueberry dress sauce. So you're going to need a bag of blueberries. You're going to put it inside a pot with 1 cup of sugar. I actually eyeball it, so you could just pour it all over the blueberries. So then with that, you're going to put 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, and then mix it until you get a sticky or a thick residue, and keep mixing and mixing and mixing until it's bubbly. And then you add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and then a little bit of lemon juice, and just mix it until you get a thick consistency. Then turn that off and wait until your blueberry cheesecake is out of the oven. You will notice that the cheesecake has a golden top, like a golden layer, and once you see that, you open up your oven and you stick a fork in there. It's kind of like a little trick. And if you notice that it's golden and there's no cheesecake on your fork when you take it out, then it should be done. So you take it out, leave it to cool for about 15 minutes or 20 minutes. Once that's cool, you place your blueberry sauce and you pour it all over the cheesecake, layer it, and then after that you stick it in, you close it up and you stick it into the fridge for 5 hours, or it's best if you leave it overnight. And the best part is the moment when you cut, in the next morning, you cut into the creamiest blueberry cheesecake and it's ready to be served on a plate and into somebody's mouth. First, I talked about gathering materials and the bakeware. Then I explained about the wet and dry ingredients and measurements. And finally, I went over the oven time and when to layer and how to layer the blueberry sauce. I hope these steps, I successfully demonstrated how to make the best blueberry cheesecake. Just one slice of a blueberry cheesecake shared with family or friends can bring everyone closer together and bring smiles.